What is up? Good morning and greetings, friends, and welcome to the Brightside, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben. Nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to the Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on the Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called miraculous. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while it may seem like a miracle to some folks, this built-in healing, renewing, regenerating system is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, we're here for you on the Bright Side. We welcome your phone calls at 855-660-4261. Let us help you get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program. 855-660-4261 is your number. If you have questions about ingredients, formulations, the longevity products, if you've read something in the news or you've heard a rumor about a formulation or about an ingredient or about a supplement, we can help clear it up for you, clear up the confusion for you at 855-660-4261. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear us advertise or recommend on the Bright Side, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. And make sure you ask them about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine multivitamin mineral complex powder that you add to water and drink. It's a wonderful source of your B complex, vitamin C, fat-soluble nutrients, electrolytes, fruit and vegetable powders. It's just $50 a canister. Most folks will notice that they've got lower blood pressure, they're eating less food, they're losing weight, and they just feel better, more energy with just a dose of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Within a couple of days, you should start to notice results, and it's only $50 a canister. If you have a longevity business, it's a great way to introduce the longevity products to folks. Just a little bit of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Now the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, and it's around $50 a canister. You can find out all about it by calling the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. You can also head over to brightsideben.com and click on the Join the Team link. If you want to start yourself a longevity business for a one-time $10 fee, you can make some money selling longevity products and enjoy all the tax benefits associated with having your own business and help spread the word about the power and the importance of a good nutritional supplement program. All right, we are talking protein and muscle tissue and connective tissue, and really what we're talking about is how simple and how easy the reversal of the degenerative disease process is. Do not be confused, folks. It's very, very, very simple. First of all, you got to understand what's getting into the body, and second of all, you got to understand what's not getting into the body. That means foods, of course, working with the digestive system, eliminating problem foods, patching up leaky gut, using things like the Z-radical and probiotics and glutamine powder and protein, and, of course, getting yourself on a good nutritional supplement program, especially liquid nutritional supplements. I got a text today from somebody who said that they have a client who doesn't like liquid vitamins, who doesn't like liquid supplements. And that's very unfortunate because there's a tremendous advantage to using liquid nutrition and liquid supplementation. And that advantage is the nutrients go right to work. They bypass the digestive process. You don't have to dissolve the pills or break up the foods. The liquid nutrients go right through the stomach, they go right into the intestine, and they're readily absorbed. Focus on liquids. And in the world of nutrition, liquid foods, easy to process foods, are called low residual foods. That means foods that don't have a lot of stuff associated with them that doesn't have anything to do with nutrition, stuff that the body has to process through to get to the good stuff, to get to the nutrients. Low residual foods, soups and juices and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. These are low residual substances that the body can take advantage of quickly. This is why people get such fast results with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. This is why you use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine or really any liquid nutrition, and you notice results within 1 or 2 doses. Especially if you have digestive problems, and 80 to 100 million people, maybe more, have digestive health issues, especially as we get older. So if you find yourself with some digestive problems, even if you don't, focus on low residual foods, that is pre-processed foods, smoothies, juices, soups, and liquid nutrition like the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. If you don't like the taste of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, use a smaller dose of it. You don't need to put 2 scoops in a glass of water or 2 scoops in a couple of glasses of water. Do just 1 scoop in 16 ounces of water and sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long. That way you'll get the medicine, you'll get the active ingredients, you'll be able to take advantage of the nutrients, and you'll have it'll be palatable for you. Don't avoid the product entirely because you can't handle 2 scoops in a glass of water. That's maybe an intense dose for some folks and maybe too flavorful for some folks. So dilute it, water it down, and certainly don't feel like if you can't do 2 scoops, you don't have to do any of it. All right, we're talking connective tissue and muscle tissue, and last we spoke, we were talking about the electrical nature of connective tissue and muscle tissue. We've been talking about connective and muscle tissue. I call it the connective/muscle tissue matrix. We've been talking about this connective tissue/muscle tissue matrix for the last couple of days. I like to call this area of the body the meat of the body, and I like to call it the chassis. It's the building blocks. It's the home of the aging process, this chassis. And it may be, the muscle tissue connective tissue matrix may be the most important structure in all of biology. This all has to do with structure. Everything in nature has a certain structure. In the body, a structural framework, this connective tissue, muscle tissue framework, is based on the fact that connective tissue is like a biological wire, and muscle tissue hangs on this connective tissue. When you have prolapse or hernias, or you have accelerated aging, this framework is starting to fray, and the muscle tissue is starting to hang. Organs as well hang on this connective tissue, and when this connective tissue frays, organs can start to hang. Think of like Jell-O, a Jell-O dessert with pieces of fruit inside the Jell-O, embedded inside the Jell-O. Maybe you can think of Jell-O and then pieces of fruit embedded in this Jell-O dessert, and then the whole thing is covered with whipped cream. Let's say the Jell-O, it would be the connective tissue muscle tissue matrix. The fruit inside would be all the organs and all the glands, and the whipped cream coating on the cover, on the outside part of the Jell-O dessert, would represent our skin. That's the food version of the human body. Fruit and Jell-O and whipped cream covering the whole thing. Fruit are the organs and glands. The Jell-O is the connective tissue muscle tissue matrix, and the epithelia, the covering, would be the whipped cream that covers the whole dessert. By the way, Jell-O is collagen, which makes this Jell-O dessert not only figuratively connective tissue, but actually literally connective tissue. So you got this whole Jell-O dessert, you got pieces of fruit hanging inside, and you got whipped cream on the top. That's basically what the body looks like, figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking. And when we have aging, when we have accelerated aging, wrinkles, we got a Jell-O problem. You can play with the whipped cream all you want, but if you have a Jell-O problem, it's not going to help. Playing with the whipped cream doesn't help the Jell-O, and that's the problem with collapsing the whole body into one entity and not dividing it up into its components. When you rub something on top of your skin in order to address the connective tissue muscle tissue matrix, say to protect yourself from wrinkles or to prevent wrinkles or to reverse wrinkles, you're basically working on the whipped cream and not the Jell-O. We need to work on the Jell-O. We need to work on the connective tissue and the muscle tissue, and the way you do that is by taking care of your nutrition. Taking care of food, making sure you're not putting, I don't want to say crap, but really it is crap, lousy food into the body, foods that the body has a difficult time processing. This Jell-O nature, this connective tissue, muscle tissue nature is piezoelectric. It's electrical. When you press the Jell-O and relax the Jell-O, when you compress the Jell-O and then relax the Jell-O, an electrical charge is generated, and this electrical charge helps sustain the cells that make up the Jell-O, make up the connective tissue and muscle tissue. Hang tight. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. Our number 855-660-4261. You're listening to The Bright Side.
My name is Kay Swirling, and I am in the early part of my 10th decade. I want to discuss the issue of pharmaceuticals versus minerals and vitamin supplements. I remember a discussion between my mother and me. It was at that time that canned vegetables and fruits were introduced into the U.S. market. It was some time before my mother and others felt comfortable with food in cans. That was also the time when drugstores offered for sale cough syrup and aspirins and not much else. Let's fast forward to this decade, the here and now. Simple drugstores are large corporations with the message that they are the ones who have the power to cure human ills. Meanwhile, the battle continues with minerals and vitamins being the answer to human ills. Who will win the battle? I believe and hope it will be the belief in the power of vitamins and minerals over that of the toxic chemicals in prescription drugs. What do you think?
Hi, this is Steve Spillum for Midas Resources. In 1971, President Nixon took the United States off the gold standard and put us into a fiat currency. This allowed Congress and the Federal Reserve to create trillions of dollars out of thin air. The national debt has risen to incredible heights, and your hard-earned dollars by a small fraction of what they once did. The average life expectancy for a fiat currency is 27 years. The dollar is failing and on borrowed time. When currencies fall, people turn to gold and silver because gold and silver have been real money for more than 5,000 years. It is our mission at Midas Resources to help you preserve your capital. Don't let your personal savings shrink to nothing. For important free information on how you can protect your personal wealth, contact me, Steve Spillum, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Call today while we are still accepting dollars for gold and silver. 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Make a change in your financial security today. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 308.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Do you owe the IRS money that you can't pay? Are tax liens and levies ruining your life? Are you tired of being afraid just to go to the mailbox? If this describes you, then Dan Pilla can help.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla, and I've been solving tax problems for more than 30 years. In fact, I wrote the book that made it possible to negotiate settlements with the IRS, and I've helped thousands of people do exactly that. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. New changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever before eliminate their debts once and for all. There's no need for you to suffer another day with IRS debt. Call 800-346-6829. I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GCN.
We're back on the Brightside. We got some lines open for you at 855-660-4261. Try to get on board early. We do first come, first serve, and I hate leaving people on hold. 855-660-4261 is our call-in number if you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, ingredients, formulations, skincare, longevity products. 855-660-4261 is your Brightside call-in number. If you want to purchase any longevity products, head over to brightsideben.com, pull down on the shopping cart, and check out all the longevity products we have up, including the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. If you are interested in building a longevity business, let me help you out. I'll be glad to come on down to wherever you are and do talk for you, presentation for you, help sign people up, and they can tell you all about it at the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. For a one-time $10 fee, you can start yourself a longevity business and make some money selling longevity products, and also help spread the word about the power and the importance of a good nutritional supplement program. Okay, so we're breaking up the body into its major components: connective tissue, muscle tissue, epithelia, which is a fancy way of saying the surface tissue, and then the nervous system, nervous tissue. I gave the kind of rough approximation of the body in terms of food, jello and stuff inside the jello, and then coating on top of the jello. The jello is the muscle and the connective tissue matrix. It's electrical. This is so important. This electrical matrix conducts energy, electrical energy. It carries electrical energy. And when we get sick, when toxicity builds up in the body, little pieces of poison, literally little pieces of poison, start to fill up in this matrix, in this jello area, and it blocks electrical energy. That means that the more degraded this jello and muscle tissue matrix is, the more poison this jello and muscle tissue matrix is, the less electrical energy is going to be generated. And the less electrical energy, the less life force. Essentially, the less life force, electricity, energy. This all represents life, and that means less life, more death, more breakdown, and not only more death and breakdown at the matrix level, but at the local cell level. This electrical phenomena at the cell level is so important, and it's why you want to be focusing on the digestive system, because this is where the dirt gets into the jello to block the electrical charge through the digestive system. This is why we feel better when we stop eating. This is why fasting is so important. That is, if you have a degenerative crisis or some kind of autoimmune disease, if you stop eating, that is, you fast. I'm not saying stop eating forever, but if you fast, take days off from food or restrict your calories, less dirt is going to enter into the jello matrix and more electrical energy will be generated. Movement is also important. Exercise, moving the body, taking walks. All of these are ways of moving the matrix and improving the generation of electrical energy. Fluid movement is also important. This jello matrix conducts fluid. There's a circulatory system in this jello matrix, this connective tissue muscle matrix, and fluid movement itself generates an electrical current. As we eat crappy food and poisons get deposited in the connective tissue muscle tissue matrix in the jello, the circulatory system that's running through this jello gets clogged too. And then little poison pieces that are in this circulatory system that's running through the jello can deposit in the jello. And this is what we call, this can create pain and discomfort that we call fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia, folks, is nothing more than muscle pain caused by poisons that are being deposited in the jello. Poisons that are being deposited in the connective tissue muscle matrix. Fibromyalgia means muscle pain. And muscle pain is caused oftentimes by food particles and toxicity that is entering into the bloodstream through the digestive system that ends up getting deposited in the muscle. Estrogen can also be involved. That is estrogen that's not processed correctly. Estrogen is a major clog-inducing hormone, and it's only supposed to be secreted in very, very, very tiny amounts. If estrogen is not processed correctly, because we got problems with the gallbladder, problems with the liver, problems with the intestine, these are all the systems, the digestive system and the liver are the systems that process estrogen. If estrogen is not being processed correctly, toxic metabolites of estrogen will get deposited in the muscle and connective tissue matrix. This is why women primarily are the victims of fibromyalgia. This is why women are primarily the victims of autoimmune disease as well. Because of estrogen that's not being processed correctly, that is. On the other hand, relaxation, deep breathing, caloric restriction, laying off problem foods, fasting, and supplementing strategically with the Mighty 90, especially essential fatty acids, especially fatty vitamins and probiotics and digestive enzymes, all of these can help balance out estrogen It can help improve estrogen processing, can help eliminate toxicity that dumps into the jello, the connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix. All of these are ways to improve the health of the matrix, the muscle tissue, connective tissue matrix, reduce the pain associated with fibromyalgia, and on top of all of that, reduce all the problems that can be associated with poor estrogen processing. Remember, all disease is cell disease, and the reduction in electrical energy that's generated as connective tissue and muscle tissue break down ultimately is going to mean less electrical energy that's getting into the cells that make up the jello. The cells are making up the jello. The cells are making up the bread in our raisin bread analogy. Muscle cells, connective tissue cells depend on electrical energy that's being generated from the jello or from the bread or from the matrix, whatever you want to call it. And that, of course, means sicker and weaker muscle cells, sicker and weaker connective tissue cells. And because the bread or the jello or the matrix is manufactured in the cells, once the cells become weakened, the muscle and the connective tissue are further weakened, and you get this downward vicious spiral. And this is how the aging process kicks in. And, folks, there is not one single prescription drug that can help you. I'm a pharmacist. I've been studying this stuff for 30 years. I've been studying prescription medicine for 30 years. I'm telling you, there's not a single drug, there's not a single doctor therapy, there's not a single device or surgery that can help you once this connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix starts to break down. The doctor is helpless and useless, and the medical model is impotent at this level. The doctor and the medical model can do absolutely nothing for the aging process that is occurring at this connective tissue, muscle tissue, jello, raisin bread, or raisin bread matrix, if you will. This is aging. This is what we call the aging process. When you look at an elderly person, the shriveling up, the contracting that is so apparent as the aging process proceeds and kicks in is really the manifestation, the visible appearance of the jello breaking down. The connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix breaking down. The bread breaking down. Same with wrinkles. Same with skin aging. This is why skincare products don't work, really, with some exceptions. This is why so many people are disappointed with their skincare products. You know, they'll tell you, even if you read the articles, the journal articles and the scientific studies that purport to promote particular skincare ingredients, they'll tell you, this particular ingredient will increase thickness of the skin by 20%, reduce wrinkles by 10%, improve the visible signs of aging by 15%. What the heck does that mean? 15%, 10%, 20%. That means nothing. The only ingredients that are going to work for helping your skin stay beautiful and healthy and young are ingredients that address the meat, the jello, the bread, the connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix, and it's the same with bone health. It's the same with the health of the organs. It's the same with general signs of all of the general signs of aging. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back right after this.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE. 855-340-7283.
We travel so much, and having a fake TV, well, it gives added peace of mind.
Burglars look for houses that appear to be easy targets. But fake TV can fool even professional burglars into thinking someone is home watching television.
As a recent widow living alone, it gives me great peace of mind to set my fake TV near a window and know that passing motorists and pedestrians will think someone is home watching TV when I'm actually away from home.
Fake TV easily plugs into any outlet, just like a light on a timer.
And they're so easy to use. You just plug them in and they're ready to go. Plus, they're so affordable that we have one upstairs and downstairs.
Fake TV is only $29.95 with free shipping. Order your fake TV by calling 877-5FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. That's 877-532-5388 or faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Now you can get the same survival food U.S. Special Forces use on their toughest field missions. High protein, high energy, freeze-dried foods known as long-range patrol rations or LRPs. Soldiers love LRP rations. They're lightweight and easy to carry. Easy to prepare by just adding water. Easy to enjoy because they taste great. Civilians love LRPs as a solution for emergency preparedness and recreational activities with limited storage space, such as hiking, climbing, sailing, or RV travel. Veteran-owned Freeze Dry Guy is your exclusive source for this 2013 U.S. military overrun. Long on nutrition, these delicious entrees have a long shelf life, lasting decades. But this rare opportunity, this limited supply, will not last long. You have to act now. Call 866-404-3663, 866-404-FOOD, or log on now to freezedryguy.com, freezedryguy.com.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, we are back on the Brightside. 855-660-4261 is our number. If you're on hold, hang tight. We do have a couple lines open for you, and we'll take your phone calls here in just a minute. I want to just finish up talking about this whole idea of the connective tissue and the muscle tissue. This is where aging and disease and breakdown largely occur. Yeah, there's stuff that can happen to the nervous system. Yeah, there's stuff that can happen to the epithelia, the surface, and it is all really integrated very, very tightly. So we're kind of making a conceptual distinction here that doesn't necessarily exist practically or in real life. But as far as focusing on disease goes, if we want to target the disease process, we want to work on the connective tissue, muscle tissue matrix. There's so many reasons for this. First of all, there's the whole electrical nature of the body. The tissues and the cells all depend on electricity for health. This is the most fundamental aspect of health. Even chemistry and nutrition only work as far as they help improve electrical conductivity. As important as oxygenation is, as important as nutrition is, the mighty 90, protein, fats are all important. Detoxification is important. All of these factors achieve their health significance via electricity. We always say all disease is cell disease, but what we really mean is all disease is cell electrical disease. All disease involves electrical conductivity in a cell, which is in essence a little battery. All disease, autoimmune, heart, digestive, is really a function of a breakdown in the generation of electricity in the little microscopic living battery, living conscious battery called the cell. Raisins and bread. Raisins are the cell. The bread is the stuff the cells sit in. The bread generates an electrical charge. It feeds that electricity to the raisins or the cells, and that's how a cell maintains its health and ability to do its work. Dirty bread, toxic bread, dirty jello, toxic jello mean less electricity. Starved and suffocated cells, again, mean less electricity. Now, of course, while electricity is fundamental and important, you're not going to stick your finger in an electrical socket. That's where all these strategies that we talk about on the Brightside come into play. You can't generate electricity, literally. You can't stick your finger into an electrical socket to generate electricity, but keeping the digestive process operating correctly, eliminating the deposition of poisons into the meat, into the jello, into the bread, patching up digestive problems, deep breathing techniques, nutritional supplements are really effective because of how they improve the generation of electricity. And water is important, too, because of how it improves the generation of electricity. Essential fats are important, again, because of how they improve the generation of electrical charges. And the same is true about electrolytes, like magnesium, potassium, sodium chloride, and all. The same is true about the B vitamins as well. All of this is to say that the number one most important strategy for slowing down the aging process, for reversing the aging process visibly, on top of the body in terms of the skin, and internally in terms of the organs inside of the body, for keeping the skin wrinkle-free, for keeping the bone strong, for maintaining the solidity, the beefiness of the body, the general structure of the body, the number one most important strategy is to keep the deposition to eliminate or prevent the deposition of poisons and dirt into the jello, meat, whatever you want to call it, the bread, the matrix, through the digestive system. And that's why everybody who calls on this program, everybody I talk to, the first thing I'm going to tell you is patch up the digestive system, eliminate problem foods, especially eliminating pro-inflammatory foods. We'll continue this discussion on our next Brightside episode. Time to hit our phones, and we do have a couple lines open for you at 855-660-4261. Dave in Michigan, what is up? Welcome to the Brightside.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
First, I'd like to thank you for the canister of BTT that you sent me.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
Yeah, I'm the guy that lost 105 pounds. My wife lost 100. My daughter lost 71.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. You've been very instrumental in my family's health recovery.
I appreciate it. Hey, Dave, I got a call today, or I got a text today from somebody, Jake, texted me in Missouri, I believe, and he said he had a gal who wanted to lose a bunch of weight, but she didn't like the taste of the BTT. Why don't you, hopefully Jake is listening, and maybe his friend is listening, what would you tell him?
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to stick it out. When I first started taking the BTT, I didn't really care for it. I was guzzling it down and running to the bathroom 5 minutes later. But I stuck it out, and the more I drank it, and I diluted it more, but the more I drank it, the more I crave it.
That's great.
But it's all about, the 10 bad foods. We went gluten-free, and we pretty much are grain-free. We don't do the gluten-free.
It's not just gluten.
In the store. Right.
The problem with gluten-free is you got all these products, these processed food products that may be gluten-free, but like you say, they got other things in them. It's not just gluten.
Yeah, we don't eat processed food anymore. It's all organic. We eat meat, vegetables, and fruit. And then the longevity products we thrive on.
Nice. And you've been keeping the weight off, I take it.
Yes, sir.
Good job. How can I help you today?
Well, my neighbor, you don't got a fire going on there, do you?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Studio is downtown, so there's all kinds of noise here.
Well, my neighbor, he had a stroke about in 2006, and he fully recovered. He's been on type 2 diabetic. He's on insulin and metformin. He's got high blood pressure. He's on blood thinners, Plavix.
Holy moly.
And
how old did you say? How old is he?
69.
Okay.
He weighs 210.
They're trying to kill the poor guy.
Pardon me?
You said they're trying to kill him with all that medicine. 21059?
Yeah. And he's interested in the longevity product, and I kind of know what to give him, but I just want some guidance.
Let me give you some ideas. All right, he's clearly got blood sugar problems. If he's not a diagnosed diabetic, he's still a diabetic. And then also he's probably got some digestive health issues too. So first things first. And the good news is this sounds like a very sick guy. And the sicker you are, the faster you recover. And that's the good news. That's the great gift of health and nutrition. The sicker we are, the more weight we need to lose, the more work we need, the faster we can turn it around. And this guy sounds like he's in bad shape, which is good news because it means he can turn things around really quickly. Number one, get him on the BTT, stat, pronto, right away, as soon as he can. If he has a problem, and he may have a problem absorbing some of those nutrients, you're going to have him sip on the stuff slowly. Okay, so sip on the BTT all day long. That alone is going to make a huge difference for him. Make sure that he's getting enough, that he's processing his fats correctly and getting enough essential fatty acids. Get him on the ultimate EFAs. Have him use three times a day, 9 a day, and have him have him use the essential fatty acids with meals. That will increase the absorption of the essential fatty acids. I'd be using apple cider vinegar after all his meals as well. Don't forget the deep breathing techniques. It sounds like his body's under major stress. The deep breathing techniques will tell the body it's safe. That's the most important thing. In fact, that's really what this whole thing is about. Nutrition, working with the digestive system, stabilizing the blood sugar. All of these are strategies for telling the body it is safe. The body will not heal. The body will not recover. The body will not access or maximize its regenerative capacity if it thinks its survival is threatened. So you got to send the biochemical message. You got to tell the body it's safe. You can tell the body it's safe verbally too. You can talk to your body, but aside from that, you can tell the body it's safe by using nutrition, by using deep breathing techniques. Tell the body its survival is not being threatened. There's a couple more things I want to tell you. So hang tight. Don't go away. Dave in Michigan, if you're on hold, we'll get to you as well. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Brightside on the Genesis Communication Network. We will be back with more good health information right after this.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time. And in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone.
At 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pilla, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
We're back on the Brightside. 855-660-4261 is our number. Dave in Michigan, a couple of things for your friend. As I was saying before we went to our break, the sicker you are, the faster you turn it around. The more weight you need to lose, the faster you lose the weight. And that's a really good news. So your friend sounds really sick. So the good news is he can turn this thing around really quickly. So number one, you want to tell the body it's safe. You do that with good nutrition, especially liquid nutrients. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a must-have for a guy with that kind of all those things going wrong in his body, with that kind of disease process going on, if you will. The blood pressure thing is the blood clotting thing is also very troubling. The blood will clot when the body is under stress. I've said this so many times, I'll say it again. Blood clotting is one of the ways the body protects itself from hemorrhaging to death, from bleeding to death. So anytime you have a blood clotting issue, you have some kind of major stressor that's getting into the body. That's why the digestive system is so important to focus on, because this is the main source of dirt that gets into the body that triggers this emergency response that shows up as blood clotting. So focusing on digestive health, super, super, super important. Fasting, eliminating problem foods, as well as using liquid nutrients like the BTT and bone soup and vegetable soups and vegetable juices. Now, if you want to lose weight really quickly for your friend Dave, or anybody really, replace refined carbohydrates, flour, bread, pasta, processed potato foods, etc. Potatoes themselves can be problematic, but certainly potato chips and French fries and any kind of processed potato foods are really problematic because you don't get the peel, you don't get the fiber. Replace calories that you're getting in from those kinds of foods with protein, especially whey protein if you can handle it, or egg protein. Whey and egg are a little bit difficult for the body to handle. If you can't do whey and egg, you can do hemp seed protein, meat and fish protein as well. But the point is you want to replace your intake of fast-burning carbohydrate foods with protein. That way, number one, your body won't have to deal with all these fast-burning sugars, and that alone will make a big difference. But more importantly, you'll hit your satiety buttons, your satisfaction buttons, and you won't have to worry about willpower as much. The combination of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, that is micro, small nutrients, and protein, and also coconut oil, by the way, and fats, good fats, essential fatty acids as well as coconut oil fats. The combination of all three of those, protein, good fats, and micronutrition through the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, will make it so much easier to wean yourself away from the fast-burning carbohydrates, and that alone will make a huge difference in weight, in helping him lose weight. That's the guy, I think he said 5'7" or 5'9", and 210. 5'9", 210. So he could probably stand to lose 30 or 40 pounds easily. And that alone, by the way, just coconut oil, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, whey protein like the One World Whey, and then weaning himself off of the pasta and the breads and the potatoes and the processed refined carbohydrates. That alone will have him. He'll lose 20 pounds in a couple of weeks just like that if he just does that alone. Then the intermittent fasting, the deep breathing, and the rest of the Mighty 90 would probably be really important for him as well. Let's see if there's anything else I could tell you to do. Very, very small amounts, very tiny amounts of intense workouts, like maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds once a day, twice, maybe 3-4 times a week kind of thing to stimulate muscle building and fat burning. That might be also helpful for him as well. But only 30 or 60 seconds in bursts, because a guy like that, he doesn't need a lot to start to notice some results, and you don't want to overburden him by having him work out too much. He probably won't even want to work out too much. But 30 to 60 seconds of an intense workout in addition to the oxygenation, the micronutrition through the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the good fats, and the protein. That's where I would start him off on. That's how I would start him off. Does that help, Dave?
That helps a great deal, and I just want to say we love the bone soup, and to Jake out there, my grandson's name is Jake, and he just turned 1 year old, and he's been on the Mighty 90 since he was 2 months old. He's
awesome.
Vaccinated, never been sick, and he's
that's awesome,
achieving on all of his motor skills. And
that's awesome. Great. Congratulations, Dave. Thanks so much for calling. I appreciate it. You made my day, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ben.
That's awesome. Awesome. I love hearing stories like that. If you got a success story, please feel free to share it. You're going to help a lot of people. This is what this is all about. You know, I do this show every day. I come here, I come on the air every day, 5 days a week, just to make sure that I'm spreading the word to help you guys. I don't get paid for this. And you can do it too. So even just getting on the phone, calling 855-660-4261 here on this program and sharing your success story, you can make a huge difference as well. All right, Jim in California, what's going on? Welcome to the Brightside.
Hey, Ben. I did some serious homework regarding my wife's hypothyroidism, and I do understand the adrenal fatigue factor.
Is this Game Boy, Jim? Are you Game Boy?
I know you hate labels like Hashimoto's, but it seems like we're actually exacerbating her conditions, as I read that her supplementing with iodine and her kale smoothies could be throwing gasoline on the fire.
I've heard that. Hashimoto's
iron.
Okay, here's the deal. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease. All right. Did you say she had leaky gut?
I'm assuming that based on she's symptomatic straight down the line with the low blood pressure is ridiculously low. Her high number is in the 70s.
How's
low
her
70s.
All right, we're going to have to do some simplification here, all right, because there's a lot of stuff going on. I always want to simplify. Number one, and I don't want to be graphic or gross here, but you got to focus on all of her digestive symptoms, including the bowel movements. That's the only way to really assess what's happening inside the body. There's really no other way to do it, especially if she's got all of these things all of these health issues going on. You got to get down to the basics here. We got to focus on what she's not processing correctly. The only way to do that is to go by bowel movements, cramps, bloating, heartburn, all of those symptoms. That's the first thing you got to do. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease where the body attacks, where the body turns its weaponry, its immune system weaponry on the thyroid. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease of the thyroid, and indeed, vast majority of thyroid disease involves autoimmunity. Vast majority of hypothyroidism has a Hashimoto's autoimmune component. The body attacking the thyroid. So whenever you have hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's or any autoimmune disease, you got to focus on why is the immune system being triggered? What is activating this immune system? The immune system is only supposed to be triggered by things that are by the enemy. If you got the immune system attacking the thyroid, it's confused and it's overworked and it's hyperactive. And the only reason that occurs is because something is chronically, that is repeatedly, over and over, getting into the body, turning this defense mechanism, this immune system mechanism on. Now, she could be injecting drugs right into her veins. Probably she's not doing that. There's an outside chance she could be breathing something toxic and deadly into her body again. Probably she's not doing that.
Her bowel movements are very irregular.
There you go, Jimbo. There you go, my friend.
I've been pushing her on. What do you think about enemas or coffee enemas?
No, that's mechanical, Jim. That's mechanical. She's got a biochemical issue. You're trying to address a biochemical issue using mechanical techniques by forcing the body to do something it doesn't want to do. It's holding on to stuff because something's getting into the intestines that's causing a stickiness and a clogginess. It has to do with food, almost 100%, 99.999%. It has to do with food. If she's constipated,
almost fully strict, straight down your recommended line. I mean,
doesn't matter. She could be reacting to spinach. She could be reacting, Jimbo. She could be reacting to spinach. She could be reacting to tomatoes. You know, she could be saying, all I do is eat.
I read last night that kale
can do it.
Exacerbates this.
Absolutely. Kale has
iodine. So should she stop the kale and the iodine?
She should see whatever the food is that's causing the constipation. Here's what I would do if I were you, okay? First of all, get her on the best probiotics you can get. That's the first thing you want to do for the constipation. Much of the stool is made up of bacteria in the gut. If you have probiotic problems, bacterial problems, it's very likely that
80 billion, the goal number, and a broad variety.
How much did you say?
80 billion?
80 billion, 100 billion, 120 billion, yeah, somewhere along those. That would be great. But more concerning to me, Jim, is what is she doing over and over and over again that she thinks is good for her that she keeps doing? Yeah, it could be the kale. I don't know what it is. So every time she's constipated, she needs to have a little journal, and she has to write down in that journal what she ate 2 hours before, 3 hours before, all the way up to 6 or 8 hours before, and keep a running tab on everything she's eating, so she's linking her digestive symptoms to specific foods. And it may take you a few weeks to figure this thing out, but it is well worth it, because every time she eats something that is causing constipation, she's taking days off of her life, because she's putting something in her body that her body has to now process, and she's running higher risks of deposition of poisons in the connective tissue. And certainly if she has an autoimmune disease, that means that she's got activation of the immune system, inappropriate activation of the immune system, all of which bode ill for a long life, and it can accelerate her morbidity and ultimate demise. And none of that is good. Focus on foods. Notice what foods are triggering her digestive symptoms. I wish we had more time, Jim, to talk, but that's all we got for today on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, folks. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
My name is Jessica Armand. I'm an activist, a GCN listener, and mother of 3. Our drinking water and food are filled with fluoride and other contaminants that harm our teeth and gums. To protect my family, I created My Magic Mud, an all-natural teeth whitening and strengthening remedy. My Magic Mud is a soft powder that polishes your teeth, reduces sensitivity, and removes harmful toxins from deep inside your mouth. You deserve a bright, healthy smile. Visit mymagicmud.com and get yours today. That's mymagicmud.com.
It's time to kick some ash, because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig, because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com